From the dawn of time, humanity has sought to understand the hidden codes of existence, those sacred patterns that lie beneath the surface of ordinary life. We have looked to the stars, the stones, and the scriptures, searching for meaning. Among the most ancient of these systems of wisdom is numerology, a mystical science that whispers that numbers are more than symbols of quantity. They are archetypes of the soul, keys to the eternal order, and reflections of the divine intelligence that breathes through creation. In this vast and intricate language, each life path number tells the story of a soul's journey, its destiny, its challenges, its lessons, and its gifts. And today, we turn our gaze to one of the most enduring, unshakable, and quietly powerful of all, life path number 4. To walk the path of the 4 is to be born into the archetype of the builder, the foundation, the sacred architect of form. If numbers were elements, the 1 would be fire, the 2 would be water, the 3 would be air, but the 4 would be earth, the solid, grounded principle that gives structure to all things. Without the 4, there would be no stability, no order, no lasting creation. Just as a house needs its pillars, the world itself rests upon the square, the symbol of 4 corners, 4 directions, and 4 elements. Life Path 4 is the energy of foundation and endurance, the divine geometry that holds chaos in place and brings the dreams of spirit into tangible reality. Those born under this number carry an aura of dependability, even when they themselves do not yet see it. They are often the quiet strength behind others' successes, the ones who can be trusted to hold steady when storms arise. In the ancient world, the number 4 was sacred to order and law. Think of the 4 Gospels, the 4 archangels who guard the throne of God, the 4 noble truths of the Buddha. Always, the 4 is the number of structure, of truth expressed in form, of wisdom tested and made practical. To live this life path is to embody those same qualities. The personality of a 4 is often rooted in discipline. These souls instinctively understand the importance of perseverance, responsibility, and methodical effort. Where others may be tempted to seek shortcuts, the 4 knows that true mastery takes time, patience, and endurance. They are not afraid of hard work. In fact, work is often the very canvas upon which they paint their purpose. Many 4s are drawn to fields where precision, planning, and order are essential. They can be found as builders, engineers, organizers, administrators, managers, farmers, or protectors of systems that keep society functioning. Whatever the setting, they are the ones who ensure that things do not fall apart. Yet this reliability comes at a cost, for the 4 can also feel burdened by the weight of responsibility. Many who walk this path have childhoods that demand early maturity. They may be asked to carry more than their share, to protect others, or to grow up faster than they would wish. These experiences shape them into strong and capable adults, but they also plant seeds of rigidity. A 4 may cling too tightly to control, to rules, to routines, fearing that if they let go, everything will collapse. In this, they must learn one of their greatest spiritual lessons, that true strength does not lie in rigidity, but in balanced structure, a house that can withstand storms, but is flexible enough to breathe. The strengths of the 4 are undeniable. They are loyal, stable, and often deeply ethical, guided by an inner compass that seeks truth and fairness. When a 4 gives their word, it is as firm as stone. They can be the most trustworthy of friends, partners, and allies. In relationships, they offer a steady presence, one that others can lean on. They may not be the most flamboyant romantics, but they show their love in consistent, practical ways, through providing, protecting, and showing up day after day. To the 4, love is not a fleeting feeling, but a commitment, something that endures. Still, the very qualities that make them dependable can also make them difficult. The shadow side of 4 lies in stubbornness, rigidity, and an over-attachment to control. When unbalanced, they may become overly cautious, afraid of change, resistant to new ideas. Their devotion to rules can harden into dogma, their sense of duty into martyrdom. They may forget that life, while it needs structure, also needs flow and spontaneity. Without learning to relax and trust, a 4 can feel trapped by their own walls, imprisoned in a fortress of their own making. Spiritually, the journey of the 4 is profound. Their soul came into this lifetime to master the balance between form and spirit, discipline and freedom. Many 4s feel a deep inner conflict. One part of them yearns for stability, while another longs for freedom and inspiration. They may admire the dreamers, the artists, the visionaries, yet they themselves feel compelled to build and maintain order. The divine lesson of the 4 is to realize that building itself is a sacred art. By creating foundations, they make it possible for dreams to take root and flourish. They are not here to escape the material world, but to sanctify it, to infuse matter with spirit, to bring heaven down to earth. Think of the ancient builders of cathedrals. For generations, anonymous laborers worked tirelessly, laying stone upon stone, often never seeing the completion of their work. They built not for themselves, but for the glory of something greater, trusting that their children's children might one day stand in the light of a finished sanctuary. This is the spirit of the 4, the willingness to devote oneself to a cause larger than the self, to construct something that endures beyond one lifetime. The 4's relationship with others is both a gift and a challenge. They often attract people who see them as stable anchors, those who long for reliability. Yet 4s must be careful not to become merely the supporting beam for others' lives, neglecting their own dreams in the process. They may find themselves taken for granted, their efforts unrecognized. In love, they need partners who appreciate their steadiness, but who can also help them lighten up, breathe, and embrace joy. For when the 4 learns to combine discipline with play, structure with laughter, they become truly radiant. In terms of challenges, many 4s face recurring themes of limitation, restriction, and tests of endurance. Life may not hand them easy shortcuts. Rather, it demands that they climb slowly, steadily, step by step. At times, they may envy others who seem to achieve with less effort. Yet their path is not about speed, but about depth. Like a tree, their growth is not only upward, but also downward, into the roots. The stronger the roots, the more enduring the tree. 4s are here to lay those roots, to build foundations that last through generations. The shadow trials of the 4 often manifest in the form of fear. Fear of failure, fear of instability, fear of stepping outside the known boundaries. They may become trapped in cycles of overwork, unable to rest, feeling that they must constantly prove their worth through effort. Or they may swing to the opposite extreme, feeling so burdened that they withdraw, becoming bitter or resentful. The key is balance. Knowing that their worth is not measured only by productivity, that even rest and play are sacred parts of the structure of life. For the evolving soul on the path of 4, there comes a moment of awakening. It may arrive after years of hard labor, when they suddenly realize that they have built walls so high that they cannot see the sky. Or it may come through a loss, when the structures they depended on crumble, forcing them to rebuild on a deeper foundation. In these moments, the 4 discovers that their true strength lies not in the outer structures, but in the inner. The soul learns that faith itself is a foundation, invisible but unshakable. When a 4 begins to trust the unseen as much as the seen, they transcend their limitations and become master builders, not only of material realities, but of spiritual ones. The archetype of the 4 is also deeply connected to time. Many 4s carry an innate awareness of cycles, seasons, and the importance of patience. They know that lasting things cannot be rushed. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, the 4 is a reminder that true value is forged slowly. Just as the earth takes centuries to form mountains, so too do the most meaningful achievements require steady devotion. 4s are here to teach others the sacred rhythm of persistence.
Yet, for all their seriousness, the deepest evolution of a 4 is to embrace joy within their discipline. The lesson is not to abandon structure, but to infuse it with spirit. To see the divine not only in meditation and mystery, but also in daily tasks, the washing of dishes, the planting of seeds, the careful planning of a project. When the 4 realizes that every act of order can be an act of devotion, their life becomes luminous. Work becomes prayer. Responsibility becomes service. And their structures, be they families, communities, or creations, become temples through which others experience stability and grace. The number 4 also holds a secret connection to manifestation. In classical numerology, it is often seen as the stage where ideas take form. The 1 sparks, the 2 balances, the 3 expresses, but the 4 grounds. It is the point where dreams step into matter. For this reason, many 4s are natural manifestors. They may not always be aware of it, but their disciplined focus, when directed with clarity, has immense power to bring things into reality. Where others scatter their energy, the 4 channels it with precision, and over time, results appear. In relationships, this grounding quality can be a blessing. Partners of a 4 often feel safe, protected, and rooted. Yet, it can also be a challenge, for the 4 may demand the same level of discipline and order from others, leading to conflict if their loved ones are more free-spirited. The lesson here is acceptance, recognizing that not everyone is meant to live by the same rules. By softening their expectations and allowing diversity of expression, 4s create more harmonious bonds. The karmic echoes of this path also reveal themselves in themes of responsibility. Many 4s in past lives may have misused power or neglected their duties, and so in this incarnation they are called to mastery through responsibility. This does not mean punishment, but refinement. The soul has chosen to perfect the art of discipline, to prove that structure, when guided by love, can be sacred rather than oppressive. As a 4 matures spiritually, they come to see themselves not as prisoners of order, but as guardians of sacred form. They learn to build not only for survival, but for beauty and meaning. A garden arranged with care, a home filled with warmth, a life lived with integrity. These become their true masterpieces. And as they embrace flexibility alongside order, their structures do not suffocate, but support the blossoming of life. Ultimately, the Life Path 4 is about the alchemy of discipline and devotion. These souls are the pillars upon which others can lean, the foundation stones of families, communities, and movements. They may not always receive recognition, but their impact is immense. Without the 4s, the dreamer's visions would remain unbuilt. The artist's ideas would fade. The leader's plans would collapse. They are the ones who quietly, steadily transform vision into reality. And so, if you are a 4, know that your soul chose this path with purpose. You are here to embody the sacred strength of the earth, to show others that stability can be holy, that patience can be powerful, and that order can be divine. Your journey is not always easy, but it is profound. Each brick you lay, each seed you plant, each responsibility you shoulder becomes part of a greater cathedral, one that stands not only in this world, but also in the eternal. In the end, the path of the 4 is not just about building structures, but about building character, about becoming a living foundation, a soul whose presence gives others the courage to stand tall. And when you finally look back upon your journey, you will see that what you have built is not merely houses or careers or routines, but a legacy of strength, integrity, and love that endures beyond time itself.
So walk your path with faith, dear 4. Lay your foundations carefully, but remember to leave windows for the light and doors for the wind. For the greatest structures are not those that shut out the world, but those that welcome life to flow through them. And in that balance, between strength and softness, discipline and grace, you will find your soul's true mastery.